Frack the console. Today we're going to be reacting to the Blade trailer. Before we start, any initial thoughts, CJ?
Finally.
You're here.
Ugh, finally. Oh my gosh. When I saw this, like, you know, look, you guys don't know because I don't mind Xbox stuff like when we're on Frack the console, you know what I mean? But like, I'm an Xbox fan, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like, of course, like I know how our freaking decade has been, like, and so I got to sit back here on the sidelines and watch Insomniac list game after game of Marvel because I'm also a big Marvel fan. You guys know this if you watch the show. Freaking game after game, freaking like, you know what I mean? A freaking awesome thing, and I'm just like, dude, Xbox, like, you could do this too. You have money, you can pay a studio to make a freaking game too. It's not like they own the. Anyways.
Yeah, well, Spider-Man made sense because it's Sony. But yeah, you mentioned to me before we started this recording this. They're also making, what else are they making?
Yeah, so they're making Wolverine, which
Mhm.
everybody's super excited for, right? They just kept off of Spider-Man 2 with my other favorite character of all time, Venom. Anyways, they're and now in the works, they got Daredevil. They got Daredevil in the work.
Which Wolverine and Daredevil are um like not nearly as web slingy as Sony's like moneymaker right there.
Exactly. I do actually wonder, like, just aside, I do really wonder what kind of a game Wolverine, how Wolverine will play,
Yeah.
um, because he traverses so different from Spider-Man. So I feel like it's not, it has to be a different game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I feel like it can't like just do the open world thing with Wolverine. Like, it's probably more mission
Mhm.
based or whatever. But that's a different.
Yeah, we can catch more on the other side of the trailer. We're gonna be ready for here in 3, 2, 1, play. 17, wow. It's not even anymore.
If you're 17, you're old enough.
Votre attention, le
It's
soleil est sur le point de se coucher.
Arcane's
Tous
a
les
great
citoyens
game.
sont priés de se mettre à l'abri en intérieur jusqu'à l'aube. Attention,
Okay, that's
the
French.
sun is currently setting. All citizens are required to shelter indoors.
Yeah, people love. Well, people love
Turn that
Dishonored
shit
and
up.
Dishonored too.
Relax, man. I don't bite. Lock up tight now. Night's just getting started.
Drax Fire. Yeah.
Man, dude, that was a good trailer.
Like when he like it was like kind of like I was like okay, yeah. And then like when he does the real quick like show off all the weapons and stuff, I'm just like okay, I'm here. Like I'm here for this. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, I like that it seems like the most information we're gonna get out of this trailer is just what his weapons will be, and it's exciting. It sort of reminds me of like those Matrix games where you can only carry like what your body can carry, and we'll say with a lot of these games that are adventure-esque. Like I sort of get tired of them being able to carry hundreds of items.
okay.
And I think something that sort of aids gameplay is the limitation on what you can carry, and it's sort of really encouraging to me that you you have you likely to have this. Um, and we were talking about the other game that is Sony's like been doing so well with Spider-Man.
Hmm.
Uh, One thing that's sort of limiting, I think, of the experience is how like almost invincible you are as Spider-Man. Whereas
Okay.
I think what we're going to experience a lot with this game is the challenge of like not being immortal. Uh, so I don't know what your thoughts about that's sort of my examination of like what the big differences will be between those games and
Spider-Man.
potentially this
Well,
game.
my thoughts on this, because again, like they're barely showing us anything. You know what I mean? Obviously, it's a teaser. That's what it's meant to do. Like, get you hype about it. Like, hey, what's up? We're doing a play game. Um, I don't know what to, because I've only played one arcade game, and the arcane game, and that is Redfall. That's the one that everybody hates. Redfall is fine. It's ironically a vampire hunting game. Redfall's fine, but like, it's a first person shooter, and then the games they did before that, the ones that they're like known for and loved for, is Dishonored and Dishonored 2. Those are also first person shooters. They have interesting powers, and they're kind of like shooters and stuff like that. So it just causes me to wonder what kind of game this will be. And one thing I don't really care for is like when a really popular superhero game will come out, and then like somebody else will be like, let's come out with that, right? You know what I mean?
Mhm, mhm,
Like,
mhm.
that just my hope is that this isn't too Spider-Man light. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm, mhm.
that's really just what my hope is. Like, don't, not every game has to. I love Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like the character and the way the games are. You know what I mean? Like, I love that, but that's not the mix for every hero, right? You know what I mean? Like, don't make Blade the Spider-Man clone. Like, make this a definitive Blade game, but yeah, like decide what that is for us. But like, do make this a definitively Blade game. Like, I want to play this and I want to feel like, yeah, man, this is Blade. Like, this
Mhm.
makes me feel like I am Blade. Like, in the same way that, and in a completely different way from Spider-Man, the same way that the Arkham games make me feel like I am Batman and I am in the role of Bruce Wayne. You know what I mean? Like, the same way that those games put me in that mode, the same way that it came out a couple years ago, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy made me feel like I was a part of that team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was
Like,
a
and
good
it
game.
different. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and it was different from how Spider-Man feels and how Arkham games feel. You know what I mean? Like, it found its own niche. That's just what I want for this. Like, I
Mhm,
want you to
mhm.
come in, find what Blade is, what makes the Blade experience, and then give that to us. You know what I mean? Like, in a way that, you know what I mean, shows that you have love for the source material and can respect it, because like a lot of people who are fans are going to be playing this, and like they're going to be looking for Easter eggs or whatever. You know what I mean? Just make the make the ultimate Blade fans dream game. That's what I want from this. You know what I mean?
Same. Yeah, yeah, I'm right there with you. Like uh too much, and we're aware of Hollywood and them trying to repeat um formulas that work, and then they just get stale because everyone does it. It's the same thing. Luckily hasn't happened too much in video games, but certain genres more than others. Shooters, that for sure has happened. Uh, Games like this run the risk of happening, and uh, but you're right though. The good ones are the ones that kind of get the flavor of what that character is, and that I think that's going to be the make or break of this game. Are you going to feel like Blade when you're playing it? And if the answer is yes, then it should be awesome because Blade is awesome.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have anything you hope makes in this game, or any sort of mechanic they hope introduce or anything?
I do hope. I think I said this before. Maybe I said okay, I don't know, but I do hope it is a third person experience.
Mhm.
More so than I can understand how Blade's skill set can lend itself to a first person experience. I do get that. You know what I mean? Like, he rocks guns, he rocks a sword, like he's on a motorcycle or something. You know what I mean? He can climb up a wall and freaking first person, all that. But I would like to be able to see him doing all this cool stuff. You know what I mean? Like, but I would like an interesting sort of combat system. Like, like what I want, like, and what I thought, I know this game gets a lot of hate, but I thought some of the best things that Marvel's Avengers did is that they like a lot of the characters' move sets came straight out of the movies. Like the stuff
Mm-hmm.
you could do was literally you could find it in a movie somewhere. Like, you know what I mean? This thing that Thor could do, like you could see it in the go to freaking Avengers an hour or two in and you can see what he did there. Like that, I want that level of stuff in this. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like it's like we all grew up. Well, if you're my age, we grew up watching Blade, freaking, and those movies were rad, dude. Like
Yeah.
freaking,
Leslie
I
Snipes,
wanted
man.
some stuff from that movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I expect this game will be dark, so I hope we do see some sort of stealth elements. And I hope the pace of the game matches that. Like it and Blade has a lot of horror elements in the comics and even the movies. I hope to get like jump scared in it because I hope to feel like I'm in a like I don't know fighting vampire. You said the other game, but there's another vampire game, Blood Blood Rain or something. That's like super famous or whatever. That game, people rant and rave about how great that game is, but it was just a game, like just a third person run around game. I think there's so much potential for like Alan Wake esque gameplay in this, and I hope they really take some big risks and really go for something like that.
Agreed. Yeah, I hadn't really even thought about like what you like literally what you just said, like which is like the horror elements of what Blade is, because obviously like he's a classic monster, right? Like he's a vampire. So like obviously there's like freaking horror elements. I hadn't even really thought about that because like I was busy thinking about like the opening scene of the first Blade movie, right? And he's going into the club and it's raining blood and it's freaking and they got the freaking 90s freaking the late 90s like
Yeah,
freaking playing.
Industrial House.
Yeah, house music.
Yeah.
And he's just going to freaking town on everybody. But like yes, there is definitely like horror, like he's a monster hunter, you know what I mean? Like so he's going into their realms and like their realms are dark and creepy, you know what I mean? Like and he's got to go into those and like hunt them kind of a thing. And so yeah, that's those I want to be the Blade, right? I want to definitively be Blade and feel like him, you know what I mean? And I don't want them to phone it in. So
Yeah. You have any final thoughts, sir?
On this, nah, I think I got all that. I know whenever this game comes out, it'll be open season on all suckheads.
Open season and all suckheads. Cool. Well, CJ, thanks for joining me, sir, and everyone, thanks for joining us too. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't yet. We'd love to have you back, and we do content like this quite often here at Frack the Console. So if you're still with us, go ahead and frack off. Have a good